The Kraken lawyer, Sidney Powell, has pled guilty to, wait for it, election interference. Oops. On Thursday, Powell appeared in a Georgia courtroom where she pled guilty to 6 misdemeanor counts, including racketeering, just one day before her trial was set to begin. Now, Powell, of course, is best known as the chief architect of former President Donald Trump's attempt to claim that the 2020 election was stolen, through election interference, and had promised to release the Kraken, which turned out to not be a Kraken, but more like a floppy dead fish. Now, Powell had made her allegations of election interference based on some interesting sources, including a letter that she'd received from a woman who claimed that she is a time traveler who talks to the wind.
Wind.
Yes, the wind. And who believes that she may or may not be a spirit who has been internally decapitated. Not my words, hers. Now, she told Powell that she had seen the former Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez create the Dominion voting system software with the express purpose of stealing elections. And so somehow the allegation is that Biden had gotten a hold of it, whatever. Now, this is what people actually believe. And Sidney Powell sees this, and she's like, oh yeah, no, seems legit. Totally. I believe it.
In Venezuela.
Now, that said, this case specifically involved Coffee County, Georgia, where she had helped break into election systems for the county with the help of local GOP officials. A group of Trump supporters had accessed and copied information from the county's election systems in hopes of somehow proving that the election was rigged against Donald Trump. Of course, they found no evidence of that because it didn't happen. The election was not rigged against Donald Trump. I can't help, though, but note the irony, okay? So you're breaking into an election system in order to attempt to prove that someone else had broken into the election system. It's like robbing a bank to prove that a bank robbery had happened, even though everybody's telling you that it didn't happen. No, nobody robbed the bank. We don't have any evidence of any bank robbery. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because somebody's telling me, people are saying that somebody broke into that bank and stole a bunch of money. No, we would know if that happened, and we've already did investigations. Nobody did that. Yeah, but are you sure? Because a woman who was internally decapitated told me that somebody robbed this bank. I mean,
Stupid.
So, that said, she pled guilty. Now, that's a pretty big development, because you know what this means. She got a plea deal. And you might think, well, they gave her a plea deal? Come on. Now, wait, hold on. So, this is pretty big because Powell is the biggest name to agree to a plea deal yet, according to CNN's Zachary Cohen. She's one of 18 co-defendants. And so, instead of jail time, Powell has been sentenced to 6 years of probation and is ordered to pay a $6,000 fine, as well as $2,700 restitution, and having to write a letter of apology to the people of Georgia, which I can't wait to read, by the way. That said, the biggest part of this is that she will also have to testify at future trials in the case. That's the big one. So not only has she flipped and will be helping the prosecution in the Georgia case. Again, she's one of 18 co-defendants, which includes none other than former President Donald Trump. And not only that, but she could potentially also testify or be called to testify in Jack Smith's January 6th probe. Oh no. So now, she's not indicted in that case. However, she is listed as a co-conspirator. And so that opens the door for her to be called in to testify in that federal case and provide insider information that could be very devastating to Trump and others that were included in the plot to try to steal the election. Oops. look, she was in the room. She was one of Trump's closest insiders for some time. And she was in the room. She overheard, was even part of some of the things that were discussed, where crimes were either planned or committed when it comes to the election, and attempt to steal the election and spread the big lie and all that stuff. And now, oh, look at that. Look at that. She's flipped. Look at that. Flippity flip. The final irony, of course, is that her testimony might actually end up being a real Kraken that will help sink the Trump ship.